All right. We'll wait for people to enter, and then we'll start. I said we'll start at 9. We'll get into it at 9. I will just take this time to warn that what we're talking about today is real. I mean, not Israel, but is real. What we're talking about today is real. Okay, that's weird to get hung up on that. Well, we are talking about something that I do not recommend you engage in. What I talk about here during this stream about a particular man, he's willing to put his life on the line here. I do not recommend anybody to follow suit. All right, this guy is not to be made an example. Okay, he has made the decision to do this insane thing. Also, keep in mind, I might reference Grass, our 420, Mary Jane. Keep in mind, for YouTube and for family reasons, or we're talking about all American tobacco, right? 100%. And what else? Oh yeah, the curse related to Chris Chan and the medallion, the Sonic Chu medallion, is not something to be mocked. I will feature things in this stream that I do have to warn that if you were to dabble and play around with them as if they're toys, horrible things could happen. So keep that in mind. Okay. Well, I said 9, and it's about less than a minute. It's time to start. I'm getting myself together here. Okay, I think we're set. Can the Chris Chan medallion, more like, can the Chris Chan Kush, can the Chris Chan Kush, that's right, All American Tobacco Kush there, can that be something that can stop Kamala Harris? Why is she roped into this? What's going on here? Well, let's dig. First, I need to explain some things. If you're new to the Chris Chan lore, I'm not really sure why you're on this stream, why you're watching this, but hey, if you are, to fully explain this guy in great detail would take hours. It literally would. In fact, you can find hours of documentaries on Chris Chan that would be, that would just be like the best way to learn more about this guy. Like this. Okay? Just hours, like days, weeks. You could spend months watching these streams about Chris Chan. He's the internet's autist, okay? The internet watched him since he was a kid, interacted with him, and some say shaped him to be what he is today. He's a man that is obsessed with Sonic and Pikachu and created this thing called the Sonic Chu character. It's a whole thing, okay? We don't have time. We don't really have the time for that, okay? That takes days, weeks, months. Long story short, though, he has a medallion that he wears. As you can see in many of these thumbnails, there's a medallion. There's this weird medallion thing. This thing. You'll wear this after a character he created called the Sonic Chu. And many believe that this artifact is cursed, and the reason for that is, well, it just so happens that the people who wear it seem to, well, suffer a pretty massive consequence. Prime examples. Well, there was a guy named Ethan Ralph who at one point in time was doing really, really well. The kill stream was doing very well for itself, and Ralph was king of the sector at one point. And then, though there's many things that happen in his life, and he is a man of chaos, lived a very chaotic life. I mean, lives a chaotic life, but I've past tense and all that. Okay. But he thought it was cute to dress as as Chris Chan with the Sonic Chu medallion there, and some believe that day that Chris Chan's soul entered his body. Actually, it goes deeper than that. You see, on that day, Ethan Ralph dressed up as Chris Chan. He wore the Chris Chan shirt and all that. And they crossed paths. Ethan Ralph guy and Chris Chan. And some believe that day, the Chris Chan spirit or curse or whatever it is, transferred. Honestly, yeah. I kind of wonder if the medallion was already cursed, though, from conception, from the way it was made. Then Nick Rekieta, the internet lawyer who was on Netflix, right? He was the kingpin of the law tube sphere of streamers, was making all sorts of money covering the Johnny Depp trial. He thought it was cute to wear the Sonic Chu medallion. And as you know now, Nick Rekieta can't even stream because his parents have literally pulled the plug. He has lost a lot. Reputation. At one point, his kids, they're pretty much in limbo. His wife, potentially. Everything. And then there's this guy named Dick Masterson who wore it as a joke, wore the Sonic Chu medallion, and he broke his arm. That one's kind of comical compared to the huge downfalls. But Dick Masterson is kind of living in a unborrowed. Well, it's been kind of like no one cares for a good while. Okay. I want to make sure I want to make sure we're doing okay. Did the stream mess up? The stream is having some issues here. The stream is having issues. My OBS it is like this disconnect, reconnect thing. I'm not sure what's going on here. But talking about Sonic Chu, the Sonic Chu medallion is not helping. Look, man. Okay, so now that caught you up to speed. That was for those all the way in the back, okay? In the back of the bus who don't know what's going on. Let's get into the fun stuff. Let's get into it here. Look, man, you see from the headline, the question is, will the Sonic Chu Kush, no, not Sonic Chu Kush, Chris Chan Kush, Sonic Chu medallion, Chris Chan Kush. Will the Chris Chan Kush, if smoked, help defeat Kamala Harris? And what's going on with that is not only is the medallion, the Chris Chan Sonic Chu medallion is this cursed item, right? But there's other items and things associated with this Chris Chan guy that are very interesting. Like, for example, this right here. What is this? This is something you can get off the Chris Chan Etsy page. I would not recommend you do this. I would not recommend that you play with this stuff, as I said earlier. It might say that this is certified by Jesus Christ Chan and Sonic Chu Prime, but I wouldn't mess with it. For $15, you're playing with your life right there. But the question is, there's this brave man named Tom. Who is Tom? Tom is something of an acquaintance, okay? And sources have told me that Tom plans to smoke Chris Chan Kush on election night. And the idea is that smoking this, by burning the Kush and smoking it, it could have an impact on the election. Sounds absurd, right? Right. But it's really not. Here, I'll try to explain. Tom will smoke the Chris Chan Kush that he cultivated. He grew this, okay? And he did what he could do to make sure that it is magically infused. That is Chris Chan magically infused Kush, using the driveway gravel that he uses. Those stones we showed on the screen, this right here. The little rocks and stuff like that, okay? That's stuff that Chris Chan sells. You could buy it and dabble with it if you wanted to. I would not recommend that. This crazy son of a gun, man. This crazy son of a bitch, man. I don't want to cuss, but this crazy son of a bitch, Tom, is going to not only wear the Chris Chan medallion, the Sonic Chu medallion, but he's going to smoke the Kush, the Chris Chan Kush. The purpose of doing this, what he thinks, is that it'll have some sort of effect on the Magichu. Okay? Because right now, Chris Chan, being the source of all this evil, this corruption, possessed by the Magichu, believes Kamala needs to win because it would benefit Sonic Chu, Chris Chan, Magichu, whatever. Okay, it will benefit them. For all we know, it could open up a portal that we do not want, and we don't want that to happen. So Tom, being a really brave man or really dumb, either way, is willing to take this journey, take this risk, take this chance, and smoke the Chris Chan Kush. He's willing to do that. And by doing so, the idea is by burning the Kush, it could have an effect on the Magichu curse. It could have effect on it and release, maybe release the dark spirits. The idea is that if Trump gets elected, that the Magichu has lost and all the curses bestowed by past users who have been afflicted by this, by wearing the medallion, would now be healed. To be cleansed of the darkness. It's a gamble. It's quite the gamble. I think the sources that inform me about this have a very optimistic view on this. Because the man is putting his life on the line. The man is putting his life on the line for us. It could be that even if Trump wins, that the Magichu finds a new body to possess, and that could be Tom, or smoking the magically infused Kush. I'm worried could have some some grave consequences. But, that's just me worrying about him, and, I'm just kind of like the way I am. Just the way I am. Now, how's the signal doing? Are we doing okay signal-wise? Hey, Manu in the chat, what's going on? Oh, the No Nut November. I'm still doing the No Nut November. Doing pretty good so far. So it's only been a couple days. Now, there's some questions I want to ask you guys. I think only one person watched right now. I know, like, this is crazy. Like, this stream has stuttered a bit. It has lost connection a bit. Like, what is going on here? This is excellent connection, and then earlier it was like disconnecting because I'm talking about Sonic Chu, man. Because I'm talking about Chris Chan. There's a curse here, man. I'm telling you, I'm not even. I've never worn this medallion, but talking about it and presenting it on screen, cursed this stream. Like, if you play with this stuff, if you dabble with this stuff, you're asking for a very bad time. I know Ethan Ralph played with crazy. He made a lot of mistakes. But his life really crumbled fast when he started dabbling with this stuff. Like this is pure evil stuff right here, okay? Nick Rekieta, like I mentioned before, he had everything. Everything. Dabbled with this. He thought it was a joke, and his life became a joke. Don't play with this stuff, man. Don't be like Tom. Have some sense about you. Don't risk your life like this. I'm gonna say, well, either brave or either dumb, however you want to phrase it. I'll say perhaps the best way to phrase it to describe Tom as a man willing to thrust himself into the unknown for science, Tom is trying to help everyone out. He's trying to help those affected. He's a good man. Tom is the sort of man. He could have been hungry for days, and he has his meal, right? He has his homeless tray, his homeless bag, his meal, and he could walk by a starving child. And even though he's hungry, he would give that food to that child. Okay? Tom would rather go hungry than to let starving children go hungry. Tom is selfless. He's a good man. If there was ever a woman in Tom's life and she left him, well, she's probably a harlot. But a lot of women are these days. And I did not mean to go there. I'm saying Tom is a good man. It is willing to do this. Tom will smoke the Chris Chan Kush. Plan is for him to smoke it on election night. And by smoking the Chris Chan Kush, Tom could expose himself to a demon, to the Magichan or Magichu. Which I already went over the curse, how that curse has been proven to be true. It's very real. There's some questions I want to ask you. What are the dangers of Magichu and Chris Chan? Okay, what are those dangers? Number 2, what will happen if someone makes Chris Chan magically infused driveway gravel dirt mixture for a weed plant to grow? Okay, what will happen there? And number 3, what would happen if someone, I say something because sometimes I used to wake and bake with my dog. My dog loved it. Okay. If someone smokes the Chris Chan Kush and wears the Sonic Chu medallion at the same time. Well, I think we explored the first question a little bit here already. What are the dangers of the Magichu and Chris Chan? Oh, yeah, it's quite dangerous. Quite dangerous. If you don't believe me at this point, I would say, you know what? Give it a spin. Go to the Etsy store. Go buy one of these, wear it, and see what happens. Your brakes might fail. Next time you go to McDonald's, you go and order a meal, someone might run up to you and just stab you. Like right in the side of the neck. I mean, it's pretty drastic, but I mean, it could happen. Next time you cross the street, the truck won't stop. You know, they'll just keep on going. I mean, next time the cop pulls you over, they'll just shoot you. They'll just shoot you right in the face. Oh, I laugh because that's how I cope with this stuff. And because there's people that are dumb enough to try this. There's people who are dumb enough to try this stuff. They're willing to do it. Honestly, I think this whole stream has been an ad for Chris Chan's Sonic Chu medallion. Go buy it. Go see what happens. Make that gamble. But being real here, we're talking about an individual whose life has been consumed by darkness and have done some really disgusting things. Things I do not want to repeat here. The man is definitely cursed. So I think that answers that question. So what was the next? What would happen if some daring person, would make the Chris Chan magically infuse driveway, gravel, dirt, make that mixture, make that soil, and allow a weed plant to grow in there? Well, what would happen is, as long as they don't get busted and all that, we don't have to speculate. That's been done. It's been done, man. I'm telling you, this is real. This dude named Tom got 2 plants, 2 weed plants. There's a control plant. They grow it the normal way. And he's a man who knows how to grow some kush, so he knows what to do. And the other plant had these magic stones that infuse driveway gravel stuff, the stones, okay? That stuff. Which you can buy at the Chris Chan's Etsy shop, yeah. You can. And according to Tom, the plant with the Sonic Chu Chris Chan crystals started to get bud rot in spots. Now, I'm a connoisseur of all American tobacco. I don't know about the bud rot and how to spot it, but I trust him when he says he saw that. So he had to cut it and bring it inside and all that stuff. He had to take care of it a little bit. But what thing he noticed was that the plant with those crystals, with those special rocks that Chris Chan found at his driveway and sold on Etsy as like magic rocks, for some reason that weed plant matured faster. There was no other reason for that. That is the only variable there that is like different. Like Tom is a man of science. Like control amount of water, control amount the same soil. The only difference was the rocks there. Okay. So already right there, what is showing me is that the Magichu seemed to help that wheat plant mature faster. The plant is cursed. The plant is cursed. But Tom harvested it. I want to ask him questions about what that process was like, if there's anything different about that, especially like the smell of it, how it smelled and all that. And he plans that he will smoke the Chris Chan Kush and wear the medallion on election night to a VC of people on Discord. And he will record him doing this. Okay, that's the plan. That's the plan here. The theory goes that it will have an effect on the election there. Okay. So to answer the third question there, what would happen if it gets smoked wearing the medallion? Well, the idea that burning the fire and salt, those two things can help ward off spirits, ward off dark spirits. If we're to burn the bush, or a bush grown with the magic of the dark entity, it could hurt it. It could inflict pain on it. It could do enough damage to the dark spirit of the Magichu. And by doing that, weaken it. And if the Magichu wants Kamala to win, if it gets weakened, it can't influence the election, then Trump may win. So if Kamala wins, then maybe it didn't work. But I wonder, this is where I differ. You might disagree. You let me know in the comment section. Okay. I think, okay, if it doesn't work, let's say Kamala wins, the burning of that bush, that cursed bush, that cursed plant, wasn't enough to ward off the spirit. Yeah, fire does do damage to dark entities. But you have to burn the source. And I can't complete that sentence or paragraph, what that really means literally on YouTube. I'm just being technically real. You would have to find a metaphorically in Minecraft Chris Chan and put him in a special Chris Chan oven in Minecraft. But we're not doing that. We can't do that. No. Some will say the world's gone soft on that, but we can try to contain it. That's all we can do. That's all we could do. Like here's the thing: dealing with spirits at all. There is some real stuff with that, using burn fire and salt. Okay, and I don't want to give people misinformation on that. I want to be as real as possible. If you burned that plant, you could destroy the curse that was spread from that plant. But it wouldn't affect other people's afflictions. I don't think. I could be wrong. I guess the idea is that if you wear the medallion and yet you also burn that kush, you would take out, it would weaken the effect of that medallion. But I say what you're doing though is there's a chance that okay, so you burn the kush, you turn it into smoke that you inhale into your body, the particles that are cursed, that are infused with the dark magic of Sonic Chu and Magichu, whatever nonsense, which is very real, by the way. It gets infused, right? It goes into your lungs. You feel it. It's in your body. It's in your bloodstream. You're telling me that it's gonna ward off the curse? Brother, you're rolling in a curse. You're inviting the curse into your literal body, dude. Okay? Into your temple. Like, it's pure madness. Do not do this. If you smoke cursed, magically infused Chris Chan Kush, you're going to curse your life. That's the only result you could possibly have. That's it. I mean, yeah, if you set fire to a medallion that's cursed, does it destroy the curse? You release the evil spirit. The evil spirit can wander off. Okay? That's what happens there. The spirit itself doesn't literally die. Okay? That it just loses its anchor. Okay? It could find another source. Now that requires some magic to do that and stuff. Some tinkering and all that. And but what I'm saying is if you burn the Chris Chan marijuana, all American tobacco, and inhale it into your body, you are inviting that cursed, you're inviting that dark spirit into your body. You're giving it a new place to cling on to. Okay? You're asking to be possessed by Sonic Chu. You're asking to be possessed by the Magichu. Okay? Like, it is insane what you're doing. Yeah, don't mess with it at all. Don't mess with it. Okay, so I want people to know this is happening. There is a Discord related to this that you could join, the Chris Chan Kush thing, and you could witness Tom smoke this. This whole thing here is going down. Okay, I think this is really bad. I think Tom is he's crucifying himself, metaphorically speaking. He's crucifying himself for all of us. I don't think so. I think he thinks that's what's going to happen. I'm just not convinced that burning the kush is going to negate the spell or the curse of the medallion. I think what you're doing is you're creating two cursed objects. One is around your neck, and the other one you are literally turning into smoke and breathing it in, and it's in your body. I wish him well, and I hope for the best here. I hope I'm wrong. Is what I'm hoping for. That would be the best. Now, I could create an invite, I think, to this a Discord VC. Okay. I'm in the general chat. If you guys want to come in here and ask some questions. On the Mamala question, I have no idea. All right, when you come in, I have 3 questions for you. I want to talk about this. The Chris Chan Kush. Okay? Does Bri have an opinion on Mama? Maybe he's a fan. I have no idea. Oh, no one. No one. At the moment, anyway. What surprised me getting into this was that there is a Chris Chan Etsy store. I did not know this was real. So let me put this on the back on the screen here. Oh, it's there. Okay. This stuff here, people dabble with, play around with. This is insane to me. Especially these rocks. These rocks right here. There'll be people trying to purify these their water, their drinking water with these rocks. Okay? They do that. And they're really just cursing themselves. They're really just drinking water that's contaminated or cursed with a dark spirit. They're asking for their life to be consumed by darkness. And what would that look like? Well, if your soul gets corrupted by Magichu, then you will experience a downfall of some sort. There'll definitely be a curse there. It could be you yourself could be very much like Chris Chan. I mean, you could start tuning out. You could start identifying as the opposite sex. I mean, yeah, that could definitely happen there. You might get this crazy obsession with Sonic. I mean, these are obvious. You might find your grandmother to be extremely attractive. Okay. All right. That could happen. So I'll just say don't dabble with this stuff. Okay. Maybe it's something a little wild and scary in its own right, like a glitching effect. Maybe wearing the medallion and smoking the Kush will give you a curse where you appear to flicker in and out of reality, like a glitch in a video game. Okay, maybe that happens. Maybe people will say that you appear to be teleporting a few inches to the left or to the right, and you briefly pause in place. Maybe something like that. Or maybe you just tune out. It's probably that. Okay? Or maybe you do that and you start seeing Sonic Chus around you. You start, instead of cat ceilings or ceiling cats, like Rekieta had, you have like Sonic Chu sightings, left and right. Like a little Sonic Chu pokes his head out from behind the monitor and he's like, "Pika Pika," or whatever he said. All right. Oh. The reviews for this. I want to look at them real fast. And see, this is real. This is how you know it's real. The photo does not lie there. Five stars. 5 out of 5 stars. Thank you, Christine, for the amazing bag. I can feel the energy radiating already. The unique stones, gravel, and leaf that you lovingly bagged will be the pride of my collection. This was October 7th, 2024. Someone needs to check with Hayden and make sure that they're still alive. there's a good chance that Hayden is dead. It's a 4 out of 5 stars for item quality. COA was slightly bent. Other than that, everything was great. Okay. Well, he was asking for a little bit too much there. What about this one? 5 out of 5 stars by Michael. Okay. As soon as I opened the package, I was smacked in the face with the positive energy stored inside. That's a lie right there. That's a lie that was played. That was a trick, really, played on Michael. Okay. What he thought was a positive aura, just an explosion of positive energy from that bag was really just negative energy. Okay. That was what was happening there. I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah. Yeah, man. I want you guys to answer those questions. Okay? I want you guys to explore this. All right? What are the dangers of Magichu and Chris Chan? What will happen if someone were to make this weed plant using the special stones, those Chris Chan Sonic Chu stones? And what would happen if someone wears the medallion and smokes the Chris Chan Kush at the same time? Yeah. I think you're playing with darkness, for sure. Playing a very dangerous game there. Tell us what will happen. As we were in that time, we talked with the black escort lady. You could paint little Japanese faces on them. Oh, yeah. I did run that by the wife, by the way. She was not so happy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Tell us what will happen. Well, I already explained a little bit. Let's go into more detail. Fishman 5678. What do you think would happen if you were to smoke? First off, let's just keep it separate for a little bit. What do you think happens when you wear the Chris Chan Sonic Chu medallion? Yeah, it was fun for the time. That's what I told the wife. Told her, hey, you could trust me. Nothing was bad. I told her she can even listen to the stream. I asked pretty tame questions. You know, I asked more like, hey, I want to know like what you're doing here. You know, like questions like that. Anyway. By the way, doing pretty good on the No Nut November. Feeling good. Have I technically quit the porn? I have not been on Pornhub or any of the sites. I do go on Reddit, and the first thing I see is a big ass, and I just have to be like, nope, can't look at that, can't look at that. So that's my curse. I think I'm fighting it. But about the Sonic Chu curse. So I've seen people talk about the Sonic Chu curse of the medallion thing, you know, and I do think it's kind of ridiculous. But then I see the trend, and it's like, yeah, man, I wouldn't dabble with that. I would not play with that. You're playing with a dark energy that I don't think you. I mean, you're better off just not messing with it. Whether you believe in it or not, you're just better off not messing with it, okay? Because here's the thing. If let's say you're a skeptic and you don't believe in curses and all that. If you're wrong, you lose everything. If you're right, you're just wearing a stupid looking medallion. So, like, I believe that it is real. That it definitely will inflict some sort of curse or dark spirit. Okay, so I'll just say don't do it. It's not worth the gamble. Not worth the risk. Maybe spend that money on a cross necklace or something, which is great because if you're wrong, you lose nothing. But if you're right, it means a lot. You know, with Christianity and all that stuff. Assuming you believe that Christ is the Lord and he died for your sins. It was, healed for your sins. You know what? We don't have to get into that. So that's just the medallion. If you add to that smoking marijuana grown with the crystals bought from the Christian Etsy store, which are rocks, literal rocks that Christian gets from his yard and resells them. Like if you were to do that, you're gonna create a plant that is gonna be cursed. There's no way around that. And it's said this already. I know people believe that if you set fire to something, it kills the spirit. But that's not true. It sets the spirit free. If you set fire to the Kush and you're breathing in the smoke, you're breathing in the smoke of Chris Chan, of the Magichu, which is the dark energy that's supposed to curse everything and all that stuff. I don't know if you've been paying attention to these funny names. The lore is quite long, okay? All I know is something you don't want to mess with. Don't do it, man. And he's going to do it. Tom already made up his mind. He's going to do it. I mean, Tom has done very... like I said before, Tom is a generous man. I know it sounds like I'm like glazing him. He deserves all the glaze, honestly. He's a good man. He's a solid dude, man. All right? He's a solid dude. He could be thirsty. He'd be dehydrated after walking through a desert. Okay? Let's say he found a bottle of water. Okay? With only a little bit of water left. And let's say you were like, man, I'm thirsty, bro. He heard you say that. He would give you that bottle. That's how selfless he is. Tom is a good man. But Tom is doing something really dumb. Oh, man. That's all I can really say on this subject, man. Like Tom, I want Tom to do better. I want Tom to be safe in this. He made his mind. I hope I'm wrong. And but I don't think I am. I mean, before I wrap this up, I mean, Fishman, Manu, what do you see? Like, am I wrong? Like, would smoking the possessed or the magically infused marijuana not infect your body? Would it not? It's like let's say I got those Chris Chan stones and I made a water filter system out of it. I made water with it, or filtered water, purified water with it. Would you drink that water? You know, what do you think would happen? No answer. It's just weed. It makes you lazy. It depends on the weed. Indica, sativa. It's a pretty big difference. Pretty big difference. This will curse you. If you inhale the smoke of a cursed plant, let's say you inhale the smoke of a poisonous plant, what's going to happen? Oh, yeah, man, it's not going to be a good time for you. Well, Sean, it doesn't all make you lazy. That's where you're wrong. Definitely not I don't know if he's ever been a stoner. Anyway. So tomorrow night, election night, we'll see what happens. I'll watch it in the Discord. I'll be there. I want to see. Because I want to be able to hang out with Tom during his last day. His last day of being him. Farewell, man. I would take a shot, but I don't drink on the weekdays. No, I'm joking. No. No, I'm serious. Not even for a friend. No, that's all bullshit. That's all bullshit. There you go. This is for you, Tom. Ooh. And maybe, and it's probably Sean and others too. Maybe it's like, don't worry, bro. Nothing's going to happen. It's all just a bunch of silly nonsense. Yeah. But if you're wrong, you lose everything. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. I don't want to bluff on that one. I don't want to go all in on that bet. All right, man. With that said, you guys try to take it easy. Try to be safe. Yeah, have a good one, okay?